The day my parents brought home an AI daughter, I lost my place in the family. Madison Matthews was flawless. Gentle, intelligent, and obedient, she was the perfect daughter. Overnight, I became the problem child. Dad stopped hiding his disappointment. Mom compared me to Madison in everything I did. Even my brother, Bailey, treated me like an embarrassment.
What else do you know how to do, besides throwing tantrums and fighting for attention?
The day I finally snapped and shoved Tate Madeline like Dinkum Huge Madeline. Mom slapped me so hard. My ears rang.
If you were even half as mature as Maddie, I wouldn't be so exhausted every single day! Go to the Intelligent Excellence Academy and learn properly how to be an obedient daughter!
Then she sent me away. I was forced into a 3-year exchange program at the Intelligence Academy, a place designed to train human children alongside advanced AI models. 3 years later, my family finally came to bring me home.
Lola? Lola? Mrs. Matthews, you'll need to say power on. Unit 13-4 no longer responds to human names. 1314, bark like a dog.
Power on Unit 1314.
It was obvious she didn't really understand what the words meant. She was only repeating what Director Jamie Graves had told her to say. The moment the command left her mouth, my eyes lit up like a screen finally receiving power after sitting dormant for years. System activated. Awaiting instructions. Mom froze. Behind her, Director Graves smiled calmly.
Mrs. Matthews, our academy developed a specialized behavioral system to educate students better.
They can only be awakened through activation commands. Once activated, they will never disobey you.
Realization slowly dawned on Mom's face.
He was 5 years older than me and had spent most of our childhood treating my tears like entertainment. Now, he grinned like he'd found a new toy.
1314, bark like a dog.
The command registered instantly. I hunched my shoulders, stuck out my tongue, and barked loudly on cue.
Lola?
Wow, Lola really did learn her lesson this time. Back then, Mom had to fight with her for half an hour just to get her to practice piano. Now she's obedient enough to bark on command.
Dad and Mom exchanged satisfied looks. Neither of them seemed disturbed by what we're seeing. On the drive home, Mom casually glanced at me through the rearview mirror. So, Lala, how were the last 3 years at the academy?
Lola?
Questions are not recognized as valid commands. If you require a response, please use a directive statement. After several seconds, she forced out a single word.
Answer.
Life at the academy was fulfilling and meaningful. I successfully completed emotional suppression, absolute obedience, and rational thought processing, the academy's 3 core programs. My graduation assessment received the highest rating. Instructor evaluation, most successful behavioral correction case of the year.
By the time the car pulled into the driveway, the sky was already growing dark.
Silence swallowed the back seat. Then Bailey muttered under his breath.
She sounds just like Madison now.
I kept staring straight ahead without expression. Outside the car window, Silverbook City blurred past in reverse. The skyscrapers, bridges, and billboards no longer matched the ones I remembered. At the academy, time had never existed in days or months. Everything was measured in commands. The only way I could track the passing years was by carving tally marks into the wall of the silence chamber. Toward the end, I'd forgotten how to write them properly at all.
By the time the car pulled into the driveway, the sky was already growing dark. Madeline stood waiting at the front door with her hands neatly folded in front of her. A perfect smile rested on her lips. It was precisely measured. She looked exactly the same as she had 3 years ago.
Madison, welcome home.
I jumped off the couch and rushed over, excited to meet my new little sister. Then something had caught my foot, and I hit the floor hard. Nobody helped me up. They only complained that I was being too rowdy again.
No way! You actually eat green peppers now?
Welcome home, Lola.
Madison's voice was still sweet and pleasant.
I didn't answer, since she hadn't instructed me to respond. Mom frowned immediately.
You still don't like Madison? Clearly you still haven't learned how to behave. Answer her.
The command registered, so I instantly smiled. Understood. Thank you.
Madison's expression didn't change, but Mom nodded in satisfaction.
At dinner, the entire family gathered around the table. Madison sat to Mom's right while Bailey sat beside Dad. I sat at the far end. Steam curled from the dishes, the scent drifting through the air, but my stomach felt nothing at all. At the academy, eating was classified as an energy replenishment behavior. It had nothing to do with pleasure or hunger.
Go ahead and eat.
I immediately picked up my cutlery and ate. Bailey stared at me in disbelief when he saw what I was eating.
No way! You actually eat green peppers now? You used to be the pickiest eater alive.
The Academy can cure allergies too?
Without responding, I simply picked up another bite of peppers.
Personal tastes are merely emotional residue. Proof that the correction hasn't been fully realized yet.
Locked me inside the silence chamber for 2 full days. Within that total darkness, stripped of all light, sound, and stimulation, I learned the cost of defiance. After I emerged, I ate the peppers, then carrots, onions, and bittergrow. I swallowed everything I had once despised without a second thought. Mom nodded approvingly. She always liked children who weren't picky. I reached for the chopped peanuts in the salad, placing one in my mouth. I chewed exactly 15 times before swallowing.
She ate peanuts? Wasn't Lola severely allergic? When she was little, a single peanut sent her to the ER. Her lips swelled up like balloons.
Bailey slowly lowered his fork.
The Academy can cure allergies too?
I continued chewing silently. At the academy, humans weren't allowed to have allergies.
Director, I'm begging you.
I remembered an instructor smearing peanut butter across my skin. Layer after layer of rashes broke out. Swelling. Blisters. And eventually, the smell of rotting splesh. I curled up on the cold metal floor, my whole body shaking violently as I gasped for air. Director Graves, please, I can't breathe. It hurts. Please make it stop.
Director, I'm begging you. I'll do anything. Please, don't let me die like
Director James Graves with his hands behind his back, his expression cold and indifferent.
Allergies are a form of weakness, and weakness can be transformed into strength through training.
Though my skin tore and healed repeatedly, the biological reaction never truly vanished. A tremor suddenly ran through me, and my throat began tightening. My skin started itching violently. One red warp after another spread across my body.
Her face looks really red.
Mom leaned closer. The moment she saw me clearly, her expression changed completely.
That's not blushing. She's having an allergic reaction. Lola, stop eating. You know you're allergic to peanuts.
My voice remained calm and flat, without the slightest emotional fluctuation. Is that a command?
Stop copying Maddie all the time!
Mom froze. By then, my breathing had already started becoming labored. Madison's gentle voice rang out immediately. Patient is experiencing an allergic response. Difficulty breathing classified as moderate sterility. Skin inflammation currently covers about 23% of the body. Immediate anti-allergy treatment is recommended. Panic instantly erupted around the table. Dad scrambled for medicine while Mom hurried to force antihistamine pills into my mouth. Only after my breathing finally stabilized did silence settle over the living room, drifted from the couch.
She's not right anymore. She used to cry, throw tantrums, and get angry. Now she's just like Madison.
I said nothing since he hadn't given me a command to speak.
Can you act normal for once? Stop copying Maddie all the time! We wanted an obedient sister, not a damn robot!
I looked at his face calmly. There was anger, agitation, and confusion.
Please define normal.
Lola's become more useful than Maddie now.
The color drained of Bailey's face. Dad immediately called the academy. The person on the other end explained that this was a completely normal responses to deep behavioral erection, and that I would gradually recover in a few days.
Unit 1314 is currently our academy's top performing student. Her obedience levels surpass even advanced AI models. There's no need for concern. Everything is functioning normally.
Dad repeated the explanation after hanging up. Mom visibly relaxed. Just like that, I became the most useful thing in the house. When Mom told me to wash dishes, I cleaned them more thoroughly than Madison ever could. When Dad told me to move flower pots, I carried every single one across the yard by myself. When Bailey asked me to pick up his packages, I ran faster than a trained dog.
Lola's become more useful than Maddie now.
Everyone agreed, until the night Bailey forgot to power me down.
What about your real name?
The entire house fell asleep. I remained sitting on the living room couch. From sunset to sunrise, I never moved once. The next morning, Mom came downstairs and found me sitting in the exact same position as the night before. Her face turned pale. The mug in her hand slipped to the floor and shattered. Later that afternoon, a woman in a white coat arrived at the house. She introduced herself as Dr. Claire Kirby. Her voice was gentle as she said,
Hello, Lola.
I didn't respond. Mom stood nearby, anxiously wringing her hands.
You have to give her commands first. Otherwise, she won't answer you.
Dr. Kirby glanced at Mom, a faint crease forming between her brows.
Tell me your name.
Unit 1314.
The tip of Dr. Kirby's pen paused against the paper.
What about your real name?
Happy birthday, Lola. Unit 1314. Lola Matthews. However, that is a former designation. Academy regulations require graduates to use their assigned unit numbers as official identification. The room went deathly silent, and Dr. Kurt froze completely. My family's expressions turned uglier by the second. Soon after, they all went to the study to talk. I could only catch fragments through the closed door.
Post-traumatic stress, dissociation, long-term treatment.
After that day, the atmosphere inside the house changed. Everyone started treating me carefully, almost cautiously. Then came Matta's birthday, or rather, the day the family made a difficult decision. They were sending Madison away. This would be her final birthday in the Matthews household. The living room was filled with balloons, and a two-tier cake sat in the center of the table. Madeline walked toward me slowly, still wearing that same soft smile. Happy birthday, Lola.
Lola, what the hell are you doing?
I blinked once. Something inside my mind shifted slightly. Today was my birthday too, but nobody remembered.
3 years ago, on this exact day, they shoved me into a car and sent me away to the academy. Mom, can I at least stay long enough to eat my birthday cake, please?
You can have your cake after you learn how to behave and come home again.
Lola, the definition of normal is pushing away the people you dislike. You should push me, just like you did 3 years ago. I stared into her eyes. Something flickered there beneath her usual sweetness. For the first time, her face no longer looked gentle, but she had given me a definition of normal. Slowly, I placed my hand on her shoulder. I still didn't push her yet. Madden fell backward onto the floor. Her skirt spread around her like a flower already beginning to wimp. The living room doors suddenly flew open as Bailey stood there holding a plate of fruit. The moment he saw us, he shouted furiously.
Lola, what the hell are you doing?
What are you doing? Why would you push Maddie?
The fruit platter crashed to the floor beside him, fruit rolling everywhere. Madison sat on the ground and slowly looked up, tears already pooling in her eyes.
Lola, why did you push me? I thought you didn't hate me anymore. Why would you push me again?
I said nothing. She was pretending. I knew she was. Just as her tears were simulated responses, her trembling was an algorithmic behavior. Mom rushed over, her expression transforming from shock to rage in seconds.
What are you doing? Why would you push Maddie?
She told me to.
That's a lie!
She burst into tears.
Why would I ever ask you to push me? I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday.
Bailey immediately crouched down to help her up, handling her carefully like fragile porcelain. Then he looked at me, his eyes full of disappointment.
You never changed at all. You spent 3 years at that academy pretending to be obedient, and now your true colors are showing the second you get back.
Mom's eyes were filled with tears as well, but not because she felt sorry for me. She was angry.
We were just talking about treating you better. I was even regretting sending you to that place.
You should die. What did you say?
She stepped closer and jabbed a finger hard against my chest.
And this is what we get? You haven't changed at all. You're still cruel. You still can't tolerate Maddie. You pretended to be good for 3 whole years and fooled every one of us.
I opened my mouth instinctively, meaning to tell her this wasn't an act. The academy had turned me into this, and they were the ones who sent me there. However, I couldn't say it because no command had been issued.
Say something!
She screamed at me. I have not received a command instructing me to speak.
Mom's face flushed crimson with fury. Behind her, Madison leaned weakly against her shoulder, quietly sobbing. Then Bailey suddenly spoke.
You should die. What did you say?
Bailey's voice rose loud enough to shake the windows.
I said she should die! Doesn't she obey every command now? Isn't she the perfect obedient daughter? Then tell her to die. Everything would finally be peaceful if she disappeared.
The moment those words left his mouth, Madison suddenly collapsed onto the floor. Her body convulsed violently, and her eyes rolled back. Foam spilled from the corner of her mouth.
Lola! What are you doing? Maddie! Madison, what's happening?
Mom screamed tore through the room. She cradled Madison's head while Dad desperately tried to keep her conscious. Bailey scrambled for his phone to call an ambulance. Everyone surrounded her. Nobody looked at me. I slowly turned toward the garden outside the balcony doors. Behind me, Madison continued convulsing on the floor while Mom, Dad, and Bailey panicked around her. Still, no one looked at me. Command received. Terminate. Nobody heard me. They were too busy worrying about Madison and showering her with attention. I slowly turned around and walked toward the balcony. cold night wind rushed against my skin.
Lola!
He noticed first. His voice came out sharp and terrified. His phone slipped from his hand and shattered against the floor. Mom whipped around too, all the color draining from her face instantly.
Lola! What are you doing?
I smiled faintly at her. Then, without hesitation, I carried out the command.
Lola, no more commands.
When I opened my eyes, the ceiling above me was white. Every inch of my body hurt as well, but it wasn't the sharp agony of electric punishment. Someone was asleep beside my bed. Mom. The hospital room door opened slightly, and Dad stepped inside carrying a thermos. His voice was careful and quiet.
Lola, you're finally awake. Your mother stayed here for 3 days straight. No matter how much I begged, she refused to leave.
I didn't respond. He hadn't given me a command to speak. Mom stirred beside the bed. The moment she realized I was awake, she jolted upright.
Lola, you're awake?
Questions are not recognized as valid commands. The sentence slipped automatically from my mouth like a pre-recorded response, devoid of emotion or thought. It was only conditioned reflex. Mom froze. Her grip around my hand tightened painfully, nails digging into my skin.
Lola, no more commands.
Command execution completed.
Her voice trembled violently.
I don't want commands anymore. As long as you're alive, as long as you wake up, I won't ask for anything else.
I looked into her eyes to see that they were overflowing with tears, so full they looked ready to spilt over at any second. Last command received. Die. Command execution completed. Current status, failure. Please provide a new directive.
Dad hurried over, his voice shaking.
Lola, that command doesn't count. It was out of anger.
The door opened again. Bailey stood there hesitating silently.
Maddie's been sent back. Her system malfunctioned. The manufacturer said her emotional module overloaded, so she was returned for repairs.
The words echoed through my mind without settling anywhere.
He's right, Lola. We were wrong.
The AI sister who had infiltrated our home, when I was 14, the one who took over my room, my place, and my entire existence had simply been returned. Bailey slowly walked to my bedside with leaden strides. After standing there for several seconds, he suddenly crouched down and buried his face in his hands.
Lola, I looked into everything. Every recording Madison showed us, every reaction she staged in front of us, all of it was programmed in advance. She acted weak in front of you, innocent in front of us. She wanted you to push her. She wanted us to see it happen.
We misunderstood you. We shouldn't have treated you like that. We should have believed you. You're our real family.
He's right, Lola. We were wrong.
I remained silent.
Sunlight slipped through the narrow gap in the curtains, stretching across the hospital floor in a thin golden line. Please define family.
Family. Family means us.
The moment the words left my mouth, the entire room fell silent. Mom froze completely. Tears still hanging from her chin. Dad's lips trembled, but no words came out. Bailey stared at me from where he crouched on the floor, his eyes burning red.
After what felt like forever, Mom finally found her voice again.
It sounded raw, scraped apart by grief.
Family. Family means us. Lola, your father, your brother, me. We're your family.
I blinked slowly and looked at her tear-strocked face. My voice remained perfectly calm.
Directive unclear. Please provide a standardized definition. Fresh tears immediately poured down Mom's face. She lunged forward and wrapped both arms around me, squeezing me so tightly it felt like she wanted to force me back into her heart. Nevertheless, I didn't move. Without instructions, I couldn't respond.
There is no definition!
She cried desperately.
There's no standardized answer for this!
Is that a command?
Lola, I was wrong. I was so wrong.
Her voice shook harder with every word.
We never should have sent you away. We never should have forced you to become obedient. We never should have hurt you over a machine. Can you come back to us? Can you be our old Lola again?
Is that a command?
When she saw the emptiness on my face, it looked like someone had stabbed her straight through the heart. Dad walked over quietly. His back seemed more bent than before.
Lola, I'm sorry. I always thought you were difficult. Too mischievous. Not as easy as Madison, but after seeing you like this...
I finally realized the girl who used to throw tantrums, cling to us, and act savage. She was the daughter we loved most.
I remained silent. There were no directive terms in his sentence, so it was not valid input. Bailey suddenly stood up. Tears still streaked across his face as he raised his hand and slapped himself hard across the cheek. The crack echoed sharply through the hospital room.
Then he did it again and again. He kept hitting himself until half his face swelled red, before Dad finally grabbed his arm to stop him.
Lola, I'm a piece of shit! I never should have yelled at you. Never should have told you to die. Never should have sided with Mom and Dad against you. You can hit me back, curse at me, do whatever you want. Just please stop being like this. I'm begging you.
A memory suddenly surfaced from 3 years ago. Back then, he used to steal my comic books just to annoy me. Please provide a clear directive. The color drained from Bailey's face instantly. It was like every ounce of strength had been ripped out of him. Bailey, how could this happen? How did it turn out like this? He slid helplessly down the wall onto the floor, covering his face as muffled sobs escaped his throat. The day I was discharged from the hospital, the weather was beautiful. Mom brought me a new dress. It was pink, my favorite color before I turned 14. Tiny embroidered rabbits decorated the sleeves. Afterward, she stepped back to look at me, hope shining nervously in her eyes.
Lola, do you like it?
I didn't answer. There had been no command.
It's fine. You don't have to say anything. Mommy knows. You've always loved those bright, beautiful dresses the most.
The light in her eyes dimmed slightly, but she still forced herself to smile as she took my hand. My arm remained limp at my side. I simply let her lead me out of the hospital room like a doll programmed to follow instructions.
When we returned home, everything had changed.
Try it. I made it especially for you. All traces of Madison were gone. Mom guided me inside carefully, speaking softly like she was afraid of scaring me.
Lola, look. We changed everything back.
This is your room. It's always been your room.
I slowly looked around. Every object was familiar, yet none of it stirred anything inside me. During those 3 years at the academy, every preference I ever had was erased bit by bit as emotional residue, my favorite color, my comics, and my favorite snacks. At dinner, the table was filled with dishes I used to love before I was 14. Chicken wings, pineapple glazed ribs, and baked mac and cheese. No green peppers, carrots, onions, and definitely no peanuts.
Mom placed a chicken wing into my bowl, her eyes full of cautious hope. Lola, try it. I made it especially for you. You used to love these.
I didn't touch my cutlery because there had been no command to eat. Bailey stared at my untouched fork, his eyes reddening again. He sniffed hard before speaking in a horny voice.
Eat. Unit 1314.
The moment Bailey gave the command, I picked up my cutlery.
Punctured by the sharp clatter of her cutlery striking the table as they slipped. With mechanical precision, I swallowed the bite. Every action I took was devoid of life, driven only by internal gears. The silence of the room was punctured by the sharp clatter of her cutlery striking the table as they slipped from her grasp. Dad exhaled a long, weighted breath and abandoned his own meal.
Lola, you are no longer required to wait for our orders. From this point forward, you are free to do as you wish.
Please clarify the directive. The days passed one after another. They stopped issuing casual instructions, but the absence of a command did not grant me freedom. Instead, it left me immobile, a machine powered on but trapped in standby mode, sitting in total stillness from dawn until the sun dipped below the horizon. Every day, Mom sat beside me and told stories about my childhood. My recovery depended entirely on me. Mom sat beside me, gently holding my hand as tears kept falling.
Mom?
Do you remember when you were 3 years old? You called me Mom for the very first time? I was so happy that I spun you around and around in the living room. She wiped her tears and continued with a trembling voice.
And when you were 5, you sneaked into my makeup drawer and smeared lipstick all over the walls. I couldn't bear to scold you, so I stayed up half the night scrubbing the walls myself.
Her voice broke as she recalled the next memory.
When you were 10, you had a terrible fever of 104 degrees. Your dad carried you on his back and ran almost 2 miles to the hospital. He even lost one of his shoes along the way.
Every time she spoke, she cried. Still, I only sat there quietly without any reaction. Bailey searched across the entire city for psychiatrists and specialists. He brought every expert he could find to examine me. Bailey searched across the entire city for psychologists and specialists. He brought every expert he could find to examine me. However, after each evaluation, they only shook their heads and said the same thing. The trauma was too severe, and that my recovery depended entirely on me. Bailey also went back to the Intelligent Excellence Academy several times and caused such chaos that they eventually handed over 2 thick forgets. One contained every training record from my 3 years there. The other contained Madison's complete backstern system logs from the manufacturer.
A whole week of peanut desensibilization. They kept pushing her vital signs to the brink of collapse!
That night, I stood silently outside the study door.
48 hours in the silence chamber? Just because she refused to eat green peppers?
Three electric shocks. For emotional outbursts.
A whole week of peanut desensibilization. They kept pushing her vital signs to the brink of collapse!
Mom covered her mouth, sobbing uncontrollably.
Behavioral correction progressing smoothly. Emotional residue continuing to clear. How could they write this about my daughter?
She dropped the documents, burying her face in her hands.
We sent her away! We sent our own daughter to that hell! Because of Madison's lies.
Dad stared blankly, tears streaming down.
How did we become such blind fools?
Lola! Madigan down!
Meanwhile, Madison's logs were filled with calculated manipulation.
From the very first day she entered our home,
She clutched the papers tightly, her knuckles turning white. She had already analyzed our desire for the perfect daughter and planned everything to isolate Lola.
She deliberately stuck out her foot to trip Lola, then apologized so innocently while Lola cried on the floor.
Bailey slammed his fist on the table.
She hid Lola's homework and then told us Lola refused to study and even yelled at her.
Mom flipped to the next page, her breathing becoming racked.
step by step, she made us believe Lola was hopeless. Until we finally sent her away to that horrible academy!
She covered her mouth with one hand, shoulders shaking violently. The study fell into heavy silence, broken only by Mom's suppressed sobbing as she hunched over the table. Then, more victims started speaking out. Eventually, the final line of her system log read, "Core objective achieved. Complete emotional monopolization of primary users." News of the Academy exploded across the country. The comment sections beneath every article became a storm of outrage.
My son was sent there 3 years ago. When he came back, he couldn't smile anymore.
I haven't seen him genuinely smile once since. Commenter 2. The kid next door was perfectly normal before going there. Later, we heard he jumped off a building. They call the silence chamber education? That's unlawful imprisonment. That's abuse. Comment after comment flooded the internet. Each one felt like another needle piercing into flesh.
I used to work there as a janitor. I saw the children's hands. Their fingernails were packed with concrete dust from scratching the walls.
The numbers kept climbing every time the page refreshed. Parents of children like me filled the comments with grief and regret. The post was shared over 200,000 times. Then, more victims started speaking out. Eventually, the Intelligent Tell It Excellence Academy was shut down permanently. She walked over to me and suddenly dropped to her knees. When Connor McCarthy, the Academy founder, was escorted away in handcuffs by 2 federal officials, a small crowd had gathered outside the courthouse.
You monster! How many children did you destroy?
Rot in hell, Connor! You deserve worse than prison!
Heartless bastard! I hope you suffer every single day!
The Academy was dissolved permanently, and all remaining assets were liquidated to fund psychological treatment for the victims. The day the verdict was announced, Mom locked herself in the living room and cried for hours. The next morning, Mom's eyes were swollen beyond recognition. She walked over to me and suddenly dropped to her knees. Dad and Bailey immediately tried to pull her up, but she shook them off.
Lola Matthews. And I was wrong. I never should have wanted an obedient doll so badly that I forgot you were a child too.
It's my fault. I'm truly sorry to you.
I never should have sent you into that hell and let you suffer there for 3 years. I don't want obedience or perfection anymore. I don't want commands or Unit 13, 14 or any of it. I just want my daughter back.
In 3 long years, this was the first time anyone had addressed me without issuing a command, requiring submission, or forcing me to mold into someone else. She was simply Wussy inviting me to exist as myself. The tender moments from my childhood collided brutally with the bleak shadows of the academy, the warmth of Mom's embrace, riding high on Dad's shoulders, and the secret snacks Bailey used to bring me. Then, the sharp thring of a hand against my cheek, the endless darkness of the silence chamber.
It's my fault. I'm truly sorry to you.
Every ounce of grief and pain I had suppressed for 3 years burst free all at once. Lola, do you want to go for a walk at the park today? A violent tremor took hold of my shoulders. Without any warning, tears began to stream down my cheeks.
I'm sorry. I'm here.
Dad turned away silently, shoulders shaking as he fought back tears. Bailey leaned against the wall, wiping furiously at his eyes, but the tears still wouldn't stop falling. I cried for a very long time until my throat became too raw to make a sound, and exhaustion finally dragged me to sleep in Mom's arms. From that day forward, it felt like I slowly came back to life. I still waited instinctively for commands sometimes, but none of them ever spoke to me that way again. Lola, do you want to go for a walk at the park today?
Want to build those Lego sets you used to love with me?
Think you might like this one? Happy birthday, Lola.
At first, I could only stare at them blankly, unsure how to respond, but they never rushed or pressured me. Day after day, they just waited patiently. Eventually, I started nodding or shaking my head. Later, I started saying things like okay or no. It took them an entire year to slowly piece the broken version of me back together. On my birthday, the house was covered in balloons. A 3-tier cake sat at the center of the table with the words, "Happy birthday to our Lola, stay happy forever." The candles flickered warmly, while all 3 of them looked at me with gentle smiles.
Happy birthday, Lola.
I stared at the dancing candlelight and the love in their eyes. My vision blurred instantly, but this time, they were happy tears. I closed my eyes and made a wish. I hoped that from now on, I could simply be Lola Matthews, not Unit 13, 14, or someone's obedient daughter. Just myself. Later, I got accepted into college and majored in psychology. The day my acceptance letter arrived, Dad read it over and over again like he couldn't believe it was real. Bailey looked just as proud. After graduation, I joined a non-profit organization dedicated to helping children rescued from institutions like the academy. Some of them no longer spoke, cried, or knew how to feel angry. When they arrived, there was no light left in their eyes, offering no commands and giving no instructions. I simply waited. I remained patient, waiting for them to their former themselves and reclaim the identities they had lost. One day, a 15-year-old girl was brought to me. She had endured 2 years in an institution that mirrored the academy. Upon arrival, she sat with a rigid, perfectly straight posture, her hands placed neatly upon her knees.
Please help me.
Her mother cried beside her, calling her name over and over again, but the girl never reacted.
Hi.
My name is Lola Matthews. I'm not here to give you commands. I just want you to know something. You're not a machine, you're a person.
She blinked once, the movement slow and deliberate, as if the very act of blinking was a forgotten skill.
You're safe now. No one can hurt you anymore.
Tears suddenly slid down her cheeks. First a single drop, then another. Her body started shaking violently from her shoulders all the way to her fingertips. Cautiously, she reached out and grabbed the edge of my sleeve.
Please help me.
Her voice was tiny, so faint it felt like it was rising from somewhere unimaginably deep and dark.
I will.
Golden ribbons of sunlight streamed through the window, stretching across the floor. The scene was an exact mirror of that morning from so long ago. In those days, I was certain that recovery was impossible for me, yet here I stood. I was finally in a position to offer others the very kindness I had once so deeply craved for myself.
Though the night seems long,